Hey everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil 4 Finds. We have a different kind of video today, sharing some news, sharing some updates, and sharing some thoughts for this upcoming year. Well, not upcoming year, we're in the year, but for this year. And just so we don't have a big cliffhanger here, I quit my day job. Alrighty, so I can imagine what all of you are thinking, or at least it's what I'm certainly been thinking, and that is, hey Chris, we've seen your What's Sold videos. What you doing? And yeah, I have a lot of work to do to make this business viable to live on. Thankfully, it is not my only source. I do have I have trusty assistants who always know when not to do things. Anyways, it's not my only source of income. I do have others that I haven't shared on the channel. I have a part-time job set up, which will give me some income as well as insurance, other things like that. And then the rest of the time I will devote to the business. Thankfully, outside of the house, I don't have a lot of overhead expenses. But it's going to be a lot of work. It's not going to be easy. But this is something I needed to do for myself. My mental health was not great at the other job, and it's no fault to the job. I worked with wonderful people, very rewarding job. I don't think, at least not at the time, at least not now, not a good fit for me. I got my master's in geology, my doctorate in geology, and I had taken this other job because it was supposed to be a geology position. And that is what my title was, sort of. It's weird here in New York. But in any case, I really didn't do a lot of geology. Anyways, long story short, I've already done this, so here I am. But it's a decision I made for my mental health, and I think it'll be better for me in the long run. I just have to now make sure I make it work. So some things that are going to change, more videos. Not that I make money off these videos, but it's a way of me sharing with community, because obviously I'm going to be working from home a lot when I'm not at the part-time job, though the cats are good company. So this gives me a little bit of community, but it also brings attention to the items I have, shares interest in the hobby. Garak, I really need to interrupt this. Come on, buddy. Come on. Co-workers. I don't even remember where I was. Right. So, sense of community brings attention to the inventory, to the hobby, to the craft. So hopefully, I will get more attention in the store, more purchases, etc. And I'm not saying that has to be you guys. I'm appreciative of you all watching, but the activity on the store is good overall if you believe the whole eBay algorithm stuff. So that's going to be, those are the big changes of this year. But also means I'm going to have a lot more listing to do when I'm not at the day job or the part-time job. I will be focused here, getting a lot of listings up. And I am changing a little bit how I do the listings, which in a moment here I'll turn the screen around and show you a little bit what I'm going to do with that. But let me know what you would like to see from me this year on this channel. Obviously, I would imagine more videos of different types of postcards. I'm going to be doing a squeaker postcard video here in the next week or two. Y'all seem to like the What's Sold videos. They might be even more juicy now that you get to see my internal panics. haul videos. You always like the haul videos. But let me know if there's other things that you'd be interested in seeing. So it's not just me rambling like this all the time. Anyways, let's turn it around and look at some other things that are changing in 2026. Okay, so one of the big changes that I'm trying, at least in the beginning of 2026, is I'm doing a lot more scheduled listings. And that's because one thing that seems to be clear, and I don't know if it's necessarily an eBay thing or just a reality thing, but more activity on the shop, fresher listings and stuff like that, that promotes more activity, better sales. It makes sense. You constantly have fresh stuff. People are going to come in and see what you have. It's going to show up higher in their searches, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Repeat customers. You know the whole thing. So by scheduling listings out, I make sure that I have listings coming out every day, even if it's a day that I have other things to do and can't list as much. But I'm also using it to help track what I'm listing a little bit more. I have this habit of I list what I'm interested in listing that day, which is fine, but it can get me into a hole sometimes where I've listed 300 QSL cards and nothing else in a while. And if you're not interested in QSL cards, then that may not be interest you unless there's some crossover. So what I'm doing is each day I'm going to try to have a certain amount of different categories scheduled out. And this is something I'll build on throughout the year. So every day there's going to be 3 real photo postcards that come out. Predominantly people, that's what I'm interested in the most. But I will throw locations and stuff in there as I get them, because of course locations do very well. Doing photographs, a couple photographs every day. I have a whole bunch of those in backstock. Right now I'm working through some Mexico vacation photos I got from Flippingaroo, which I've done well with on the past. So I'm working through a new set, and then I'll finish up the old set, which I still haven't finished. And then I'm also working through some airline photos, which I talked about during one of the What Solds. But these are photos from a series of California air shows back in the, I want to say it was the 80s, 60s, 70s. I don't remember already. But it's in the listings. Yeah, it's not on there. Anyways, so I'm gonna work through those, and I'll toss in some of my other photos too when I need a break. But what this does is I'm keeping a little cheat sheet here in the notebook, but I'm eventually going to put it in an Excel file when I need a break from listing. But what it does is I can look at my sheet and say, all right, I'm not sure what to list today. And on the sheet, it tells me when the last scheduled post for each topic is. So I know, all right, let's take a look at here. Today is the 15th. Let's see, the postal cards that I got from Flippingaroo. Let me pull one up here. These type of critters. I'm doing three a day until my box runs out. I bought a large box of them from Flippingaroo end of last year. Spent $74 on the whole order on Whatnot that day. Got a few hundred of these, along with some real photos, some airbrush, and a few other things I like. So anyways, I'm going to have 3 of these come out a day until I run out. But I see that my last one is scheduled for the 20th, which means if I would like to, I could take some time today and schedule out another week's worth of those cards. That'd be about 21 cards, 21 listings. And then I don't have to worry about it. And then I can move on to, CDVs or New York State postcards or whatever it is that I feel like adding to the mix. And so this, again, brings activity and it brings variety. And it's a way of me maintaining, all right, I haven't listed this topic in a while, so let's get that topic going. It's a way for me to try different things. Like I have stork postcards coming out once a day for a couple weeks. I've heard that stork postcards is supposed to be pretty good. I sold one end of last year for $20. Could have been just a fluke, but I had an opportunity to buy a small lot from Prosecco, Postcard Prosecco on Whatnot. Paid about 89 cents a card. So I picked them up, and I'm listing. I have one coming out. I accidentally cut myself up there because I'm a professional. But anyways, yeah, so one of these a day until I run out. And that's part of it as well. Just because I run out of something to list in my schedule doesn't mean I need to run out and source it. Sourcing is something that I need to rein in more this year. Not that I can't do it, because that is honestly a lot of the fun. Um, but I don't need to buy every big lot that I find that's a good deal. I have thousands of postcards over there unlisted that I can source from, for these topics. Um, when I do my sourcing, it's going to be for more specific cards, and I don't necessarily know what those are going to be when I'm looking, but I'm a very big I know it when I see it kind of thing, like the baseball player postcard I showed you in the last What Sold video. I wasn't out looking for that. But when I saw it and I saw that I could get it for a few dollars, I was like, yeah, it's more than I usually pay for a card, but I think this one is worth it. And so I tried it and it paid off in a big way. So I want to do more of that, trusting my instincts for specific cards, small lots, things like that. And if I get a really good deal on a big lot once in a while, sure. But yeah, this is not an excuse to source every time I run out of a topic on here. Unless, of course, that topic is doing extremely well for me. Think about it. But yeah, so at the moment I have 217 listings scheduled out over the next 2 weeks. I believe that's 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's something like that that eBay lets you schedule out to, and it's down to the hour. So if I want something to come out at noon, 2 weeks from now, but it's not yet noon here, I can't list it at noon until, well, you get the idea. So yeah, a whole bunch listed. I got stickers in there now. Let's see. I got National Postcard Week in there, QSL in there. What else I got in there? Anything else in there? That might be it at the moment. Those are the big ones. Anyways, I got Airbrushed in there. Mexico postcards. But there's more that I'm going to add in there. I'm going to start having a couple swap cards a day come out. Pods will start being added to the list, and so forth, until this thing is full and I got tons of stuff coming out every day. That's the plan. Let me show you a little change. You already saw it sort of in the beginning, but let me show you a little change that I'm doing that pairs with this. All right, so one of the things that I added end of 2025, beginning of this year, I don't remember exactly, was another set of shelving units right next to the desk. And this is going to be my active work area. You can see the desk is right there and all its mess. Got Amanda Loves Everything up on Whatnot right now. She's muted so I can film this. Please check out her channel. She always has fantastic videos. She's a great person to watch. But anyways, back to this is my active area. So for example, on this shelf here, box of scans. So these are all postcards that have already been scanned in. And you can see, all right, so this is a set of RPPCs I got from eBay, 72 cents a card. This is album 20. You guys are probably wondering why you haven't seen a new album in a while. It's because I've been a little slow on that, doing some of these other things. RPPCs from Prosecco. Desert Dweller on YouTube. One of our viewers here on YouTube. She sent me those. You saw some of that before. We got QSLs here. So these are already scanned in, and they're separated in folders on my computer, so I can easily go to them and know where they're from and get things listed pretty quickly. It also allows me to list things from on the go if I have my laptop with me. I don't need to have the cards physically present. I have a whole bunch of swap cards here, scanned, some Pokemon cards, some Magic the Gathering cards. This is the box that I'm currently putting in listed postcards, so got the SKU. This will eventually go on the shelves behind me when they're full. But you can see, got the SKU numbers on there. So these are all postcards that are either listed or scheduled to be published in the next couple weeks. And then I got other things. I have stickers here that are photographed, ready to be listed. Here's the Mexico photos I was telling you about. Some of the postal cards that are scanned, the air show photos. I got other things here, like some of the embroidered cards that are already scanned in. Another stack of cards here that are scanned. I got my shipping station here now, so this is no longer on the floor, which is great. Much easier to ship from. I don't have to dig this out of the closet every time I need to weigh something. Let's see. Stack of DVDs that are photographed, ready to be listed. This is the box. This is the crafter's box where all the ephemera goes that I'm not listing individually. So a lot of postcards and greeting cards in there. Eventually I'll sell this as a bulk lot and see how that goes. Some bulk items that are photographed. And you've seen these before. I'm still sorting out how I'm going to deal with these, but it's effectively going to be a sorting station. Whatever subject I'm interested in at the moment, I have a place to put them as I'm pulling them from the back stock. So whatever my New York topic's going to be for a while, like right now I'm doing New York City bridges. They're already scanned, they're in the box down there. But if I were still pulling, then I could put them in there. This is where a lot of the RPPCs are going at the moment until I scan them, and so forth. I got some Valentine's Day and the holiday until I scan them, etc. So you get the idea. So this is going to be my active area. I don't want it completely filled, but I want it filled with things that are scanned, photographed, ready to go right next to my workstation so I can move quickly. These ones down here need to go. Right now, this is just bulk overstock that I've never dealt with. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these at some point. Either sell them as is or get rid of them. But they're taking up space. Because eventually I want it to be like this one. So these photographs are scanned, this postcard is scanned. So I want down here to be for oversized ephemera that also is waiting to be listed. You know, I got another mix of junk here, so this will move elsewhere. I don't want unphotographed, unlisted stuff to be over here in the long run. So that's that area. This is also fantastic for the cats. They love climbing up here and then trying to watch Whatnot with me or other shenanigans. So, you know, what could go wrong there? Alrighty, so I think that is probably enough rambling for one video. I think I covered more or less what I wanted to cover for now. If you have any questions, please let me know. Leave them in the comments below. I won't necessarily answer everything if it gets too personal, but I'll do the best I can. Obviously, it's going to be a very interesting year. It's not going to be an easy year. I know running your own business is not easy. Living off your own business is not easy. Paying for a house is not easy. I've watched other YouTubers for years, other resellers for years, and I know it's not easy for them, even if it looks like it sometimes. It's not easy. It's going to be a difficult, stressful year, but it's going to be difficult and stressful in a way that I like. If that's I don't know if that's the right way of putting it, but certainly in a way that I know how to handle. Part-time job. I'm going back to work with some great people that I used to work with, some great friends. So that'll be nice. That'll get me out of the house a little bit. And again, steady income, some of the other benefits there, community. I have my print-on-demand business. I don't really talk about that much here. Sell on Amazon, Etsy, as well as Redbubble. Some of the designs can be political and ruffle feathers, which is why I don't always show them here, but once in a while if I'm feeling feisty. But if that's something you want to hear more about, let me know. I can try to do more videos on the print on demand. It's not huge, but it's another source of income that will help supplement, and it does better Q4, of course. Etsy does really well around Christmas, so that helps end of the year. Anyways, I said I was going to be done rambling. Let me know your thoughts. Am I crazy? I'm probably crazy, but that's okay. Crazy's fine. Crazy's fun. We'll catch you on the next video. I got work to do.